Hey everyone, how's it going? Pull the van into the shop. We are going to remove a cluster of short but significant scratches on the front bumper. We're going to wet sand, we're going to compound, we're going to polish, we're going to seal the area. We're going to remove those scratches completely from the surface. I'll show you every step of the way. Let's get it done. Okay, this is what we're going to be fixing today, guys. A cluster of scratches on the front left bumper. And we will be removing every single one of them completely. The scratches are significant enough, but not completely through the clear coat. We're going to do wet sanding, compounding, polishing. Then we're going to finish it up with a seal. But first, we're going to make sure there's no existing wax. We're going to take care of that with Angel Wax Strip Ease. I will put a link down below for everything we use in the video today. So we're going to start off with some wet sanding. 1000 grit disc. I have that on a foam block that I got. I got the foam block actually from a headlight restoration kit, and I believe that was the 3M heavy duty restoration kit. That's a good one to keep out of that kit. We're going to work out these scratches with the 1000 grit. None of the scratches are all the way through the clear coat, so we're going to keep working them until you see no signs of them. Then we're going to wipe off the residue and go to the next step. When you get the contours like this one here, just go on either side of the contour and go with the contour itself, with the peak, and stay off of the peak. That usually has the least amount of clear and paint. So we stay away from all those peaks, and we keep working and get rid of those scratches completely. I don't have a ton of pressure. I don't have 32 pounds per square inch on this little block. I'm just taking my time, light to medium pressure. You know, we're not trying to beat the clock on this. We're trying to take our time and do it correctly and do it the first time. All right, let's remove the residue. I just put a little squirt of the Strip Ease on there. We're going to completely clean the area. Take a look at it. Make sure we have to go no further with the 1000 before we step down. And I see 3 spots that need just a little bit more work. You may have to do that 2, 3, 4 times, as many times as you need to do it before you step down. Alright, time to lose the 1000 grit pad. We're ready to step down to the 3000, so we're gonna grab that disc. We're gonna put it on the sanding block, and you can see where we were with the 1000 grit, so we're gonna go hit a larger area with the 3000 grit. That is a way of blending in. You don't want to go sanding on one little tiny spot throughout the whole process, or you're gonna actually draw more attention to the area than before. When I do these videos, I often get asked, a lot, how do I know? How wouldn't I know if the scratch is through the clear coat? Because then at some point, you're going to have to stop with the 1000 grit and go step down and just leave it as is. I have an oil that I use and pick up from a local body shop. They spray it on the scratch or any scratch, and if it disappears, it's totally removable, and if it doesn't, the scratch is through the clear coat and can only be hidden or masked. Now, you can do that with water, but with this oil, it's foolproof. I'll cover that in a future video. As for now, we're going to clean the residue off the area and see if we're ready for the next step. If you want to just use a damp microfiber, go ahead. If not, grab some Strip Ease or IPA. Clean it off. If you're ready, time to swap the pads. As you can see here, we're going to put the 5000 grit on. Now, most people will just go to the compound, but I go to a 5000 grit disc. It's a lot quicker going over it with the 5000 and then just jumping to a quick compound or a quick polish. You can just jump straight to polish. It just makes the whole session a lot shorter this way, for me anyways. And most of that's going to be because I use the 3-inch Griot's Garage polisher on bumpers, the front and rear bumpers. And, you know, I'm not using the long throw or the 15 millimeter. So I want to get the job done in a timely manner with a little 3-inch. So I'll just extend my time using the 5000 grit. Then I'll jump to a quick compound, a quick polish. And right here is one of them, Resurrection. I use this daily. It's incredible. It can be worked for extremely long periods of time with no flashing, no drying, no dust, no residue. And same can be said about all three compounds actually. The heavy, medium, and light, ultra fine. All their polishes as well. If I really wanted to get refined and tedious, I could grab the 1-inch or 2-inch pads and backing plates for the Rupes Nano, or my extensions and backing plates that I have for the rotary. And you know, you could really go to town down below at closer to the air dam with those. I don't have a lot of pressure on the machine, as I don't with any one that I use. Even the rotary, I just use my hands to guide the tool. I let the tool do the work. For most of the tools you use, just the pressure from the weight of the tool itself, especially if you're working on a panel that is horizontal, just use the weight of the tool. And if it's on a vertical panel like this, just maybe the pressure of a firm handshake, if that makes sense. But you don't need to press hard and squish the pad down. By the way, love the little 3-inch Griot's Garage polisher here. It's simple, it's light, it's durable. This thing gets worked hard, it gets worked in harsh conditions, and it just keeps on buzzing. Okay, it's time to clean the panel, get ready for the next step. So a little IPA on a microfiber towel, get rid of the spent residue and the compound, and it's time to polish. And as I've said in the past videos, I clean off the pads between every pass, every step. Speaking of the next step, it's going to be Redemption by Angel Wax. It's an ultra fine polishing cream. This can be worked for long periods of time as well, and you don't need a lot of it. We're almost done here, so take your time, get the area where you want it to be before the next step, which is going to be a sealant or a quality wax. When it comes to that last step, when it comes to protection, if it isn't in the customer's budget to grab the QP-On 3.0 or the base coat, the 2.0, I'm going to reach for my favorite waxes or sealants. When it comes to waxes, all the Angel Wax waxes are incredible, easy to use and durable. When it comes to sealants, the Wolfgang sealants and Ardex sealants are two of my favorites that I always use. Angel Wax has a durable sealant as well, the TI-22, that is titanium infused. If it's in the customer's budget, I'll use that as well. Alright, let's get rid of that spent polish and residue, and the next step is going to be a sealant or wax. But before that, since I have everything set next to me, I'm going to clean off that pad. I'm going to do it now because I don't want the product to dry. All that spent compound and polish gets pushed up into the pad. I don't want it to start drying and hardening. I want to clean out the pad and save it. And I'm going to bring you in for a look, and if this camera picks it up, you can see all the spent polish and compound that clings to the side of the bucket. This is all the stuff that could be flying around if you just use compressed air or a brush and spin it. It gets collected here in the bucket. You can see a ton of it in the bottom there. Here is one of my favorite sealants, the Wolfgang Deep Gloss Paint Sealant. We're going to apply a nice generous layer over the area we just corrected. Let it cure a little bit. We're going to wipe after a light hazing. Get rid of the excess. Sit back and admire the work. And here's a quick before and after for you. Okay, so we were able to remove all the scratches completely. If you have any questions on any of the steps throughout the whole process, don't hesitate. I'm here for you. I'll be as detailed as I can. Brian from Apex Detail. Catch you next time.